Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a good one today. I'm Nick, and today I want to talk about the movie After Dark from 2013. This is a slasher movie. I got it here on Blu-ray. This is also a horror pack limited edition Blu-ray, number 57. And I figured I'd just give you guys my quick thoughts on this. I just finished watching it. And it's a very indie, kind of low budget slasher movie. So it comes with everything you expect. Below average acting, not a whole big budget, right? So you get all that comes with it is here. But I feel like the movie kept me engaged throughout from start to finish, which is rare with these more low budget indie films. Like they really have to capture your attention, right? And I feel like this one does it good enough. It's not great or anything. There's nothing spectacular here or to write home about, but it's pretty gritty, dark at times. Not just in the lighting. I'm talking about tone wise, especially that ending. It gets pretty messed up. Their basic story is these seven college students go party in the woods area, the desert, in the dunes they call it. This is in Arizona, so it's kind of like a desert mixed with woods area, and it almost plays out. I don't want to say like wrong turn, but kind of in that vein. There's like no cannibalistic killers or nothing like that. It's a more of a standard slasher. But yeah, they go on their trip. They take a wrong turn, and they get a tire busted. So they run into this stranger, and they don't know him at all. He's kind of suspicious, and you kind of figure that he's the killer the whole movie. Maybe his, maybe he isn't. There's a real mystery there, and I do like that part of the film. That kept me engaged. The kills take a while to get going, and they're not spread out real well. I feel like they could have done a better job in the slasher department, but there's a lot of moments where we just get conversations, a lot of dialogue with our characters, and it's entertaining enough. Like I'm not bored by it. I don't like all these characters, but some of them do tend to grow on you. Uh, it's they kind of twist you right at the first. There's this one character, a guy that I figured was going to be our main lead because he's kind of set up that way at the start. He's the nicest out of all of them, the most likable, kind of the smartest, but he's a pushover and he's getting bullied by the biggest douchebag ever in this film. Um, and but the first 20 minutes he goes to get help and we never see him again. I don't know if they did that to kind of set it up like he could be the killer, like a red herring. But it was just unfortunate because I'm like, he was the most likable, and I really figured they're going to use him, but they kind of tricked me on that one. But fortunately enough, the asshole, the bully in this movie who kept picking on him, kind of becomes a little more likable when the other guy leaves. He has no one to bully now because no one else will stand up for his shit. He's still a douchebag, but he's a little more tolerable once the other guy leaves, thankfully. And the rest of the cast do a decent job. The final girl in this, I feel like, is a little forgettable. She doesn't really stand out or have a real big arc or anything in this. Besides her dad being like the sheriff in town or whatever, and she's a really good big sister to her little sister at the starting of the film. But besides that, there's not a lot to her. We don't really get to spend a whole lot of time with her. She's usually with the crew, and they all get their pretty much basically same amount of runtime or screen time. The killer himself, he's pretty standard. Nothing too special about him, but like I said, the ending is it gets pretty intense at the last like 15 minutes or so. But it wasn't a boring film. Like I said, I was engaged the whole time, which is surprising with these type of movies. The first 10 minutes, I was worried because the acting was very below average, and it just felt very cheap. But it got me hooked early on, so I kind of forgot about that, and I was invested enough into the film itself. And I started to invest into these characters, even though there's nothing special about them. They're You're pretty standard slasher characters, but they're good enough to follow, and I enjoyed watching them. The kills are nothing crazy either. Of course, this is a lower budget film. I checked it says an average of $100,000, which is more than I thought this movie was made for. I thought it was much lower than that, but still, it's not very much nowadays. And this was made in 2013. It was directed by Rico Johnson, which never really made. This was like his last film that he made, so he never really got under the indie tier of filmmaking. But he does a good enough job with this one. Like I said, it's nothing special, but and I if I had to recommend it, I wouldn't recommend it to your average mainstream fan, like a viewer. If you're just into movies in general, you probably won't dig this one. I can see you rate it like pretty low on the scale. But if you're into slashers and you don't mind the lower budget and you know what comes with it, I think you can have a good time with this. The mystery's pretty good. It kept me engaged. The characters keep you entertained throughout. We spent a lot of time with them, and the ending really paid off. I feel, which was a real bonus. If I'm gonna give this a middle of the road movie, it's like not a thumbs up or a down though. It's not bad or good. It's kind of in the middle of the road, which is more than I thought I could say. These, like I said, these independent little films that Horror Pack usually puts out are pretty bottom of the barrel, but I enjoy supporting these indie filmmakers, so that's why I keep it up. And I actually had a good enough time with this one. Like I said, I'd rate it middle of the road. I'd recommend it if you're into these slasher low budget movies, but other than that, you're better stay clear of it. I don't find it was a waste of time at all, and I'm not mad that I seen it, so that's a bonus. And if you're like me and you enjoy these type of movies, I think you should at least give it a chance. It's worth a one-time watch, guys. It's not that bad, and it does pay off in the end. So that's all I have to say about that. It had a good mystery to it. I'll give it that. It's just that the tension moments could have been cranked up a little bit more, but it's hard to do on a cheap budget. I understand that. That's all I got for you guys today. I'm gonna try to put out more of these type of reviews, just little quick reviews after I watch movies. This guy give you guys a little bit more content. Um, I just noticed I still have my Prey background on here, but no worries. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching.